Chapter 2. Entry number 2, January 1st. I guess this thing isn't going to be updated daily. Reading my last entry, I realized I broke a rule, giving my own name without a proper introduction. And I didn't really mention anything recent, which is more or less the purpose of this project. Let's try to fix that. I was found by Ms. Cole on May 3rd, 16 and a half years ago. She, her daughter, and the older kids here raised me. 3 in particular decided earlier it would be cool to be related to a rock star, and thus my musical education began at the grand old age of 2. I started with Arnold Peterson teaching me the piano. He's started teaching English at Bemidji High School now. We always talk when we play the Lumberjacks. I started learning guitar from Carl Christie at 3 and trombone from Pete Carlson at 4. Last I heard, Carl is on probation in Chicago. Peter was going to start me on trumpet at 13, but died driving drunk. I started self-teaching myself, but found it difficult until high school. I started writing music in 3rd grade. Once Carl noticed, he convinced Arnold to give me his introductory college music theory book. I started writing my first symphony in 5th grade and completed it during the summer after 6th grade. Though I prefer my later work, number 1 just feels too mechanical. Not enough dissonance, 45 minutes that all sound perfectly and the same. After showing number 2 to my band teacher, I found there's fairly good money to be found selling sheet music to my school. It isn't a career or anything, but it sure beats fast food. Like I said last time, Colette moved in 4 years ago. A lot of people think it's weird to be dating a girl I live with, to put it very kindly. I've heard people say our relationship is everything from incestuous to an affront to the institution of marriage and a blemish on the purity of the wedding bed. Screw those people. We've never had sex, which is more than I can say for many people our age. We aren't related by blood, and we've never really seen each other as anything like siblings. My apologies for the ranting, but that's a bit of a sore spot for me. But I digress. I said I'd get to the present, and I'm getting there. Brian's family moved to town after freshman year. I met him at school. He helped me in physics, I helped him in band. The guy's a genius in math and English and science, and gets top grades in everything, but he can't keep a beat to save his life. We worked on a project together at his house once, and I found his family is pretty awesome, and we started hanging out just because. I gave Colette a car for her 16th. It's an old, rusty piece of junk, but it runs surprisingly well. She almost refused to take it, but was cool with it once I told her Brian's mom helped pay for it, which was kind of true. When I bought it, the thing was completely inoperable. She got the thing running and taught me a bit about cars along the way. Brian gave me the notebook for Christmas, along with a CD I already had. Today I practiced trumpet and piano, made lasagna for lunch, and had a snowball fight with Colette. Ellie, short for Lolita Byritz, she's Colette's little sister, as snarky as their sister and far more manipulative. I've never known a 9-year-old so capable of weaponizing cuteness. And most of the other kids here. I'd list their names, but I have no interest giving the life story of 5 other orphans at once. It gets depressing, and really kills my train of thought. Maybe I should ditch the second rule. I made chicken sandwiches for everybody for supper with a side of potato wedges, and found that this isn't as great a creative outlet as music is for me. Sorry, Brian. I tried. Entry 2.1, Colette visited my room. We chatted until we were fairly sure everyone else was asleep. She asked me to keep with the writing at least a little longer. Then we quietly watched a movie in the game room. She fell asleep halfway through, though. Apparently zombie pirates aren't quite as exciting enough to hold her interest. I woke her up enough to help her downstairs. Ellie has started asking rather persistent questions when her sister doesn't wake up in the same room.